All right, let's just jump right into it. It sounds like such a simple question, doesn't it? How long does your roof last? But wow, getting this wrong, it can be one of the biggest, most expensive mistakes you can make as a homeowner. So let's ask it for real. How long does your roof actually last? And here's the kicker. Most of us, we get this completely wrong. Seriously, what we think is common knowledge is often, well, it's just not right. And that one little misunderstanding, it can literally cost you thousands and thousands of dollars in repairs you never saw coming. So you know what? We're gonna fix that right here, right now. We're just gonna break it all down super fast and super clear. And we're gonna start with the one material you see pretty much everywhere. Yep, I'm talking about asphalt shingles. For most homes in America, this is the standard, right? It's the baseline. But, and this is a big but, even inside this one category, what you get can be wildly different. See, it's not just a shingle. Look over on the left, that's your basic flat 3-tab shingle. You're gonna get maybe 15, 20 years out of that. But then look at the ones on the right. See how they're thicker, more dimensional? Those are architectural shingles. And just by making that one upgrade, you're suddenly looking at 25 to 30 years. That's a whole decade more of not having to worry about your roof. Huge difference. Okay, so what if you want to level up from shingles? Well, the next step is metal. And listen, we're not talking about a little baby step here. This is a massive jump in how long your roof is going to last. Just look at that number, 40 to 70 years. Let that sink in. At the top end, that's more than 3 times longer than a basic shingle roof. It's not even playing the same game. It's a whole different league. All right, but what if you're thinking even bigger, like you want something that feels, well, permanent? That's where you get into tile roofs, clay or concrete. These things are literally built to last. So the starting point, the baseline, is 50 years. But the most important part of this slide is that tiny little plus sign. Because with just a little bit of care, these roofs can go way, way beyond that. This is a true long-haul investment. And now, we get to the top of the mountain, the absolute pinnacle. We're talking about slate. And slate isn't just a roofing material, it's a legacy. There's a reason you see these on old cathedrals, on giant historic estates. This stuff is built for the ages. Get a load of this. 75 to 100 years. A slate roof, if it's put on right, is something you buy once. It will absolutely outlive you. It'll probably outlive your kids. It's about as close to a forever roof as humanity has ever invented. Okay, so there you have it. You've got your 15-year shingle on one end, your 100-year slate on the other. Seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? You just pick the one that fits your budget and how long you want it to last. But here's the twist. That's exactly the thinking that gets so many homeowners into trouble. Okay, if you remember one thing from this entire explainer, make it this. I want you to take all those numbers we just talked about and just put them aside for a second. Because none of them matter if you don't get this one thing right. How it's installed is more important than what it's made of. No, really, think about what that means. That incredible 100-year slate roof, a bad install could make it fail in half the time. That great 30-year shingle you paid extra for, poof, it might only last 15 years. A botched installation doesn't just hurt the performance, it completely destroys your investment. I like to call this the installation X factor. It's that one hidden variable that makes all the difference. It's what decides if you actually get the 30, 50, or 100 years you paid for, or if you end up with a giant leaky nightmare way, way sooner than you ever expected. Okay, so let's bring this home. Let's make it about your roof. Knowing what you know now about lifespans and the X factor, if your roof is over 15 years old, and remember, that's the bare minimum for even the cheapest shingles, what should you be doing right now? The answer couldn't be simpler. It is time for an inspection. You need a pro to get up there and tell you not just how old the material is, but how well it was put on in the first place. You have to catch a small problem before it becomes a catastrophe. And I'm going to leave you with this one last thought, and it is so important. If you see a leak, it's not a warning sign. It's too late. It means the failure is already happening inside your walls. The only way to protect your home, probably the biggest investment of your life, is to be proactive. So please, don't wait for the leak.